What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another update on Turbo. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Alright, so as you guys can see, Turbo is up just under 8% on the day. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint, I actually think Turbo looks very good right now. It had ran up about 382% from the lows. That is one of the strongest breakouts that we have seen from any project, especially when you start getting into the mid caps or high caps. And that's the kind of thing that I love to see because it shows strength in a project. Now, what I am personally watching right now is this little bull flag that we're forming. Bull flags or falling wedges have been known to break out parabolically. Now, to be clear though, in order for this bull flag to actually play out, we need to see Ethereum also break out. And right now that I would argue the daily time frame for Ethereum is also forming a bull flag. Some people would draw it a little bit differently, but I would argue that this was a fake out and then it broke back into the pattern. And if you look at the stochastics are starting to reset. However, the RSI is still a little bit overbought. Regardless though, the market is very bullish right now, so I wouldn't be shocked at all if this does actually break to the upside. And this measured move for Ethereum would actually be enormous if it did play out. It'd take us to around 3,779. Now, am I expecting this large of a breakout? Probably not. But the level that we are watching for Ethereum is the 200-day moving average. If we can see price action break above this level and then have a bullish retest off of the level again and then an explosion, then that will be very bullish for ETH. And I think it's possible we would see a lot of altcoins start to fly. I'm telling you right now, this is the level that a lot of traders are watching. ETH is not truly bullish until we get back above this level. And again, I think from a technical analysis standpoint that this is going to have a major impact on Turbo as well. If we see ETH break out of the flag, then Turbo will also probably break out of the flag. Now, what is nice to see though is when you come over to CoinMarketCap, you can see that Bitcoin dominance is still dropping. Bitcoin dominance is down to 61.9%. It was over 66%. And weekly percentages have reset at this point, but you can see that Ethereum is still up almost 10%, whereas Bitcoin's up 0.3%. There was a point in time where Bitcoin was up like 6% and the ETH was up 30% though. But again, that's where the time period resetting comes into play. But I want you guys to understand that as well as Ethereum is performing, it's still significantly underperforming Bitcoin in general. You can see that Bitcoin is currently down 4.8% from its all-time high. If you look at Ethereum, even after the breakout, it is still down 46.7% from its all-time high. This tells you right here that Ethereum still has a lot of traction that it needs to gain. But it has been a nice move nonetheless. Now, what's interesting though is if you look at meme coin volume is still very good. Look at Pepe specifically, 1.3 billion in volume. A lot of projects above Pepe are significantly lower. 222 mil, 109 mil, 338 mil, 566 mil. You just go up the list and you can see how well meme coins are actually doing right now. And if you look at Turbo, you can see that Turbo is still doing very well also. And I know this right here isn't going to look good to a lot of people because it's down 12% in the last week. And a lot of these projects you can see green. But again, I want to emphasize how strong Turbo's breakout was from the bottom. If you remember, Turbo ran up about 382%. Naturally, it's going to have a little bit larger of a pullback than most projects. Nothing changes the fact that this is still one of the strongest projects in crypto. And if you look at Turbo's volume, it's still pretty good compared to a lot of other projects. 80 million. You look at MOG, 52 million. ApeCoin, 39 million. SPX, 20 million. Based Brett, 45 million. And if you look at where that volume is coming from right now, the largest percentage is Binance, 15.2%. And then Gate.io also has 10%. But the Turbo volume is actually pretty well split up, which is nice to see. There's not just one exchange that's completely dominating it. And what's amazing to me is when we come over to the X account, there still hasn't been any major news for Turbo. They're posting on here every single day, which is awesome to see. And they did do an X Spaces right here on May 15th. But the point I'm trying to make is that Turbo had a massive explosion off of the bottom, 382%, and it's not like there's been any major news. They haven't been listed on Robinhood or anything of that sort. Simply because of how strong Turbo is as a project, it had a massive explosion. That really should give you a lot of confidence in Turbo for the bull run. But that's about it for Turbo today. If you guys are interested in Turbo or interested in joining a like-minded community, then I also recommend taking a look at my Discord. We're in the market every single day and we've been making huge gains in here. Just to show you guys a few of the gains, we've nailed 6 different 200x projects as a community. And just over the last 2 weeks, we've nailed 2 different 100x projects. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to see you guys in here. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how high do you guys think Turbo will go this bull run. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.